What's good, y'all? Shagan Makai. Welcome back to my channel. Make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And if you're new, make sure you subscribe. I'm trying to hit 1,000 subscribers, and we about to hit 500 subscribers. So like the video if you like it, subscribe if you want to see more ball content and all that stuff. But yeah, man, and all the craziness of the draft, and what team's picking who, what team is trading what. Russell Westbrook became a Los Angeles Laker, and I feel like it didn't really set in because it happened, and it was like it wasn't happening, and then they were supposed to get Buddy Hield, and it was just a whole bunch of nonsense. Like the deal was announced at say 5:30, 6 o'clock. It didn't go all the way through until we were at the 15th pick in the draft. So it was it was happening, but it was we didn't know if it was really happening. So now that he's a Laker, I've been seeing a lot of ass takes about him. I've been seeing a lot of bullshit, and it's Russell Westbrook, for all the negatives he has, he's a turnover machine. He's not efficient. He can't shoot. He doesn't really play defense that well. And it's all right, but it's when you're playing with LeBron James and Anthony Davis, you get the talent and you figure out all the fit stuff later. Obviously, the Lakers are not done making moves, so why in God's name is niggas acting like Russell Westbrook is making this team worse? Now, granted, fit does play a kind of a role in the playoffs, because in the playoffs it's gonna be hard to really shine and excel with minimal spacing. But it's really early to really decide how this roster is gonna look. And there are plenty of players out there who will sign up to play for the Lakers on a minimum deal. There are plenty of players out there who are gonna take 1.2 million. I think that's the minimum, right? 1.2. So yeah. Niggas is bugging, man. I don't understand why Russell Westbrook they acting like he not, didn't improve the Lakers with, they acting like the Lakers didn't improve by getting Russell Westbrook. It doesn't make no kind of sense. Westbrook averaged 22, 12, and 11 last season, and now he has an elite big man for the first time in his entire career. He's been playing with Steven Adams. I love Steven Adams, don't get me wrong. But Steven Adams, he played with Alex Len, Daniel Gafford, and fuck Daniel Gafford. But he played with Alex Len, Daniel Gafford, Steven Adams, guys like that. Pairing Russell Westbrook with Anthony Davis, and y'all know how good Westbrook is at throwing lobs. He's one of the best lob throwers in the NBA. Sometimes, he jumps in the air and then throws the lob. He's really good at thinking out defensively, fooling them of what he's gonna do with the ball. So now imagine a Westbrook, Anthony Davis pick and roll. How are you gonna stop AD from rolling to the rim and simultaneously stop Westbrook from getting downhill when after he comes with the corner? How do you stop that? I don't know. And with LeBron James on the floor, they talk about spacing, right? If Westbrook is dropping, are you gonna just leave LeBron open? Because even if LeBron isn't a knockdown shooter like that, LeBron can kind of shoot. He got a little chop on him, but if you leave LeBron open, he's gonna use the advantage Westbrook created, and then he's gonna create an even bigger advantage. He's either gonna find a way to slice his way to the rim, or he's gonna find out a way to find the next open shooter. Because these are two individuals who have a lot of IQ between Westbrook and LeBron James. And if either one of them drives off the catch to the other one, they're gonna find a way to make that end up in a good shot, whether it be to a shooter or getting into the rim themselves, mid-range shot. And Westbrook got that elbow shot. Say what you want about his shooting, but when he's pulling up at the elbow, he's hot. And what else is there? Oh yeah, LeBron James is turning 37 this season. This is gonna be year 19 for him. He's gonna be 37 years old. LeBron, everywhere he goes, is always a primary playmaker. And then usually when he sits, there's nobody who can really distribute like that. The offense becomes stagnant and they lose leads. We've seen that for a long time watching LeBron James led teams. But now you add Russell Westbrook. Now this is a nigga who averaged 12 assists. He averaged a triple-double last season. This is the same dude who had 20 assists in the game, 22 assists. I'm not saying he's something, I'm not saying he's the best passer in the world, but he is a very good passer. Very good passer. He knows where to find dudes. He's a little turnover heavy because he tries a lot of things, but the passing is there. So now when LeBron James takes his rest, and we've been seeing this for a little while now, LeBron James, he plays 7.5 minutes in the first, then he goes to sit down, and usually it would just be AD and whoever else. So now when LeBron James takes that early rest, it's Westbrook and AD on the floor, and this is going to win them a lot of games. It's going to help them keep a lot of leads, because Westbrook is not going to be on the floor and not give 100% effort. Westbrook is not going to be on the floor and let them lose a lead. Well, they lose leads, sure, it's the NBA. Teams get hot from three, but majority of the time, the Lakers are going to be able to win games because Westbrook is going to be in the game, and he's going to be the main facilitator that the Lakers have been needing when LeBron James goes to the bench. I feel like too often in Lakers games, it's like, man, when's LeBron coming back in? Like, the Lakers offense is, they're really staying afloat right now. And Anthony Davis, don't get me wrong, he's great, but he's not a facilitator. He can pass a little bit, but he's not the facilitator for for when LeBron is on the bench. So now that Westbrook is a Laker, all the Lakers a super team. I would say so, but it doesn't really matter. Like, they are a super team. They have 2 top 5 caliber players. I don't care if you think AD's top 5 or not. I really don't care. But they have 2 top 5 level dudes, and Westbrook I still think is an all-star. We saw after the All-Star game this past season, Westbrook went on a tear, and he pretty much dragged the Wizards to the playoffs, to the play-in. They won the play-in games, and they went to the playoffs. They got their one game in the playoffs, but Westbrook and Bradley Beal, of course Bradley Beal helped. I'm not saying Westbrook, carried, but he was a huge part of taking the Wizards to the playoffs. And Westbrook, we saw him his last full season healthy. Well, he got injured in the playoffs, but in 2019 with the Rockets, his last season healthy. No, 2020, I'm bugging. In 2020 with the Rockets, his last season healthy, he was cooking everybody. And when he wasn't healthy, we saw what went down in the bubble against the Lakers. We saw what went down against the Thunder. When Westbrook is not healthy, it's very apparent. If he doesn't have that extra speed, that extra burst, if he doesn't have that next gear to go to get to the rim like that, his game gets affected a lot. And we saw that this season. This season he was not healthy. In the earlier part of the season, right? He was saying, I played on one leg, I played on a bad leg. And basically, when he got healthy, we saw what he could do. When he wasn't healthy, we saw what he couldn't do. So I think, just at face value right now, I would say that the Lakers definitely got better. The moves are not done. They can sign guys like Reggie Bullock. They can sign guys like Otto Porter Jr. They can sign, some good shooters out there. There's some, good shooters. They can re-sign Wesley Matthews. They just need to sign a bunch of 3-and-D guys, and they're going to be just fine. Kuz had to go. KCP had to go. Trez had to go. That's fine for Russell Westbrook. I didn't think the Wizards would take an offer like that for Westbrook, honestly. I thought Westbrook was going to have to finish out his contract, in Washington, but the Lakers made the move for the hometown kid. And just don't lie, this is going to be really, really fun to watch Westbrook on the Lakers. Westbrook and LeBron on the same team. How long have they been making Westbrook, trade jerseys? How long have they been saying Westbrook's going to be a Laker? How long have we been seeing Westbrook, photoshops in Lakers jerseys? Now it's a reality. Now Westbrook and AD, I feel like that's the one you really, really want to watch. Westbrook with a finally elite, big man. So we're going to see how that works. And I think that the Lakers offense does need some tweaks. Like, too often I feel like it's LeBron facing up in like the elbow mid-range area. Everybody's just standing around, just waiting for something to happen. 15, 17 seconds goes from the shot clock. Then LeBron has to force up some fade or some tough layup. And I feel like that was the offense too much. Let Westbrook cut if LeBron's gonna do, face-up action like that. Let AD be around the free throw line so he can get his little jab step fades in, or just have Westbrook cut. And AD is a aware enough passer, or have LeBron cut too. Just get some movement in offense, because honestly, like, if you're not gonna sign the best shooters, like, the spacing is gonna be, a little rough no matter who the shooters they sign at the other 2 spots. But if the spacing is gonna be a little rough, it's gonna be, to your benefit if you add some more movement into the offense. But we're gonna see. I think it's gonna work out. I'm not penciling them in as the finals favorites, the chip favorites, but I do think that a series between the Lakers and the Nets is inevitable, barring injury. But we'll see. I think Westbrook to the Lakers is a really good move. As a ball fan, non-Laker fan, LeBron fan, I love it. I love it. Like, Westbrook on the Lakers is box office. Like, you can't ask for better basketball than that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, if you saved in this video, thank you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.